Denmark's insane 34 billion green energy island. The government has secured broad political backing for Denmark's largest ever construction project, a 210 billion krone, 34 billion man-made energy island, and hundreds of offshore windmills that will deliver clean electricity and help the country achieve climate neutrality by 2050. The initial phase for the artificial island is around the size of 18 soccer pitches. Initially, the North Sea hub will be capable of producing 3 gigawatts of electricity, but the plan is to scale up to 10 gigawatts, which is nearly 1.5 times Denmark's current needs. The project, which includes several connected offshore wind farms, is expected to be completed by 2033. It will initially be able to supply 3 gigawatts of electricity, enough to cover 3 million households, though planners want to eventually raise that total to 10 gigawatts. It's not light to spend $34 billion to build a green energy island. Make sure you stick around for exciting details about it. Denmark has pledged to cut its carbon emission by 70% compared to 1990 levels by 2030 and wants to be carbon neutral by 2050. The Nordic country, which already obtains more than 40% of its electricity from wind power, is home to the world's biggest wind turbine maker, Vestas Wind Systems, and the world's top developer of offshore wind parks, Ørsted. Such efforts are key given new climate-first commitments from countries around the world. As Reuters has reported, the European Union intends to depend entirely on renewable energy by 2031. Increasing its energy capacity 25-fold by 2050. Offshore wind installations saw a slight dip in the mid-2000s, but have been growing ever since. In fact, 2020 saw record-breaking financial investments into offshore wind, according to the new data from the Renewables Consulting Group. Denmark, the nation that built the world's first offshore wind farm, has agreed to an ambitious plan for another global first, an energy island in the North Sea, which could eventually be capable of supplying energy to a history-making 10 million homes. The move will create a critical boost to the world's offshore wind capacity. The first hub-and-spoke energy scheme will involve building an island 80 kilometers off the Danish coastline to act as the transmission center for hundreds of wind turbines surrounding it. At 34 billion, it's the largest construction project in Danish history. The total cost of the project is estimated at 210 Danish krone, including work on the island, the infrastructure and associated offshore wind farms. It will be realized in phases, starting with 3 gigawatts of capacity. According to a press release by the Ministry of Climate, Energy and Utilities, the planned hub will generate yet unseen amounts of green electricity and will be able to meet the power demand of roughly 10 million European homes when fully completed. The energy hub will serve as an offshore power plant that gathers and distributes green electricity via the grid from hundreds of wind turbines surrounding the island directly to consumers in countries that border the North Sea. As pictured above, high sea walls will protect it on 3 sides from rough North Sea weather, and the 4th side will feature a dock. The project also envisions building a harbour and facilities for the storage of electricity, which would then be converted to liquid green fuel and sent via subsea cables to Denmark and neighbouring countries. Since the government wants to realise this project through a public-private partnership, it has plans to open a tender to select private partners. Ultimately, the state will own the majority of the island. Denmark, which currently ranks as the largest oil producer in the EU, last year introduced a cut-off date of 2050 for fossil fuel extraction in the North Sea, cancelling all future licensing rounds. The Danish government also has plans for a second energy hub of 2 gigawatts to be established on the island Bornholm in the Baltic Sea. The nation's total installed offshore wind capacity at this point amounts to 1.7 gigawatts. The 120,000 square meter artificial island will raise 80 kilometers of the western coast in the North Sea and will host key infrastructure needed for a planned expansion of Denmark's offshore wind farms. The energy hub, which will collect electricity from at least 200 offshore wind turbines surrounding the island, will initially distribute enough green energy to supply electricity to 3 million households in Denmark and neighbouring countries, including Holland and Germany, eventually expanding to 10 million households as the island's construction is extended in various stages. Denmark eventually plans to build a second wind energy hub on the Danish island of Bornholm in the Baltic Sea, with a total capacity of 2 gigawatts by the year 2030. South Korea today unveiled a 48.5 trillion won, $43.2 billion US dollars, plan to build the world's largest offshore wind farm by 2030. The project will have a maximum capacity of 8.2 gigawatts. That's the equivalent of energy produced by 6 nuclear reactors. It's quite a bit larger than the current world's largest offshore wind farm, Hornsea 1 in the UK, which has capacity of 1.12 gigawatts. The project will provide up to 5,600 jobs and help achieve the goal to boost South Korea's wind power capacity to 16.5 gigawatts by 2030 from 1.67 gigawatts now. Utility and engineering companies involved include Korea Electric Power Corp, SK E&S, Hanwha Engineering and Construction Corp, Dosen Heavy Industries and Construction Co., CS Wind Corp and Samcam M&T Corporated, according to Reuters. The project is a major part of South Korean's President Moon Jae-in's Green New Deal, which, as Electric reported, was announced in July 2020. Investment in electric and hydrogen vehicles also plays a major part in that plan, which aims to make the country carbon neutral by 2050. As we all know, the world right now is so concerned about climate changes, and many countries are trying to make their way safely. Do you think it's a good step by Denmark? Let us know in the comment sections down below. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so you don't miss our future videos. Bye!